Okay, so first off, there's going to be spoilers for A Light in the Mist, the last book in the Broken Code, and they are major spoilers, like the end of the book spoilers. So if you haven't read that, then maybe read that, and then come see this theory. So the ending of The Light in the Mist was really good, but at first, I didn't really like it. I didn't like the fact that Bristlefrost died. I really didn't like that. But then I realized that that was just something that needed to happen for the story to happen. Someone needed to sacrifice themselves to defeat Ashfur, and of course, it needed to be Bristlefrost, because that would complete her character arc, pretty much, of her wanting to save her clan, her wanting to be a hero, and kind of redeem her for her feeling bad for working with the imposter. But something still didn't sit with me right, even after she died. Like, the whole death still bothered me. It wasn't exactly the fact that she died, per se, but the way she died bothered me. Because before, Willowshine's death was different from Bristlefrost's, and they apparently died in the same way, basically. But I'll come back to Willowshine later, but we need to understand the way that Warrior Cats has the body and then the spirit for all the cats. So basically, when a cat is alive, their spirit is in their body. Their spirit is in their body, and that's just the way it is. The spirit can't leave their body when they're awake, and but when they're dead, their spirit will leave their body because their body is dead, and they will join StarClan or the Dark Forest. There's two ways in which the spirit can leave the body with the body still being alive. One of which is when a cat is dreaming. When a cat is dreaming, their spirit will go somewhere. So, like, say, when the medicine cats dream their way into StarClan, or when a cat is dreaming their way into the Dark Forest. That also makes sense of how their wounds will affect their body, because they're still connected to their body. And then there's also the fact that when a cat is in a near-death experience, like, say, Squirrelplight and Squirrelplight's Hope, when she gets crushed by the rocks, she goes to StarClan, even though her body is still alive, because she's so injured, it's just the way it is. And then there's also Shadowsight, whose spirit leaves his body when he is attacked by the imposter in A Veil of Shadows. Now, let's go back to, let's go to Bristlefrost's death. So Bristlefrost's death seems to be correct. Her spirit is in the Dark Forest. She goes into, she dies. Her spirit dies while fighting Ashfur, and her body disappears because her spirit is no longer there. But let's go over Willowshine's death. Willowshine's death is not correct, because what happens is, at first, she is trying to dream her way into the Dark Forest, and she does that. She's successful in doing that. But Ashfur attacks and kills her, causing her to die in the real world. It is strange how her body doesn't disappear, though. It could just be because she wasn't fully in the Dark Forest yet. But, having said that, her spirit is meant to be gone now. But yet, Spring is said to have seen her spirit leave her body, which shouldn't be possible because her spirit should already be dead, having been killed by Ashfur. So then, she is taken by Ashfur into the Dark Forest, her spirit is taken into the Dark Forest by Ashfur, which it really just doesn't make any sense, because she should already be dead. Like, full-on dead. So, I'm not exactly sure what's up with that. This could simply just be a mistake, or, and more interestingly, there's also the fact that once Rootspring was in the Dark Forest, Willowshine tricks him into thinking that she's helping him, when in reality she's actually been taken over by Ashfur, and Ashfur is controlling her. So maybe that's really wasn't Willowshine at all, and this Willowshine that we know is not Willowshine. It is instead just Ash, was instead just Ashfur controlling her, or is Ashfur. I don't know how that's possible, but it could be. I don't know. There's also the fact that we've seen this happen before with cats who have died in the Dark Forest. They die in the real world. Like Beetle Whisker, who was killed by Broken Star in The Last Hope. I think it was The Last Hope. Yeah, it was The Last Hope. Ant Pelt, you might think, is also a cat who died in the Dark Forest, but his spirit is there. So maybe that's just a thing in warrior cats. But Ant Pelt actually came back. His spirit went back into his body. Like, he woke up from dreaming in the Dark Forest with just the wounds that Ivy Pool had gave him, and then he died in the real world from his wounds. So that way his spirit would go back to the Dark Forest. So, yeah. Basically, Willowshine should probably just be dead. And it's weird that she's alive. And I know that every time I see her, I'm just gonna be like, oh my goodness, she should be dead. Why is she here? She should be dead. Like in a Starless Clan, where I think we saw her. Yeah. And it's just like, she should be dead. But, yeah. That's my theory, I guess. And I hope you enjoyed.